Okay, day number 20. So last day of week 3. So we're doing deficit sumo deadlifts. So you're gonna use 85% of the 3 rep max that we found recently, the new 3 rep max. So 85% of that for 7 sets of 3. I had to back off and only ended up doing 6. Got all 3 reps on sets 1 through 4, then only 2 on 5 and 1 on 6. So legs were a little tired still from squatting a couple days ago, so there's no need to push it for injury. Then wide pull-ups, max reps in 7 minutes. Then straight arm pull down, supersetted with high angle seated row. That's a really good lapper in there. And then meadow rows, 3 sets of 10, really good upper back pump there. And then a bicep giant set of alternating static hold curls, supersetted with dumbbell supine curls, supersetted with dumbbell hammer curls. Max reps on each one of those movements. So pretty good back day. Arms are pretty pumped from this one. And tomorrow is an off day, and then we start week 4, the last week of this cycle. All right, exercise 1. So our strength movement for the day is gonna be deficit deadlifts. So there's different areas that you can work on deadlifts depending on where your typical sticking point is. That has a lot to do with your biomechanical advantage or disadvantage. So basically how you were born, your structural anatomy, but you can work on those areas. So the deficit helps from the pulling. So if you have a hard time getting it off the ground, but once it's off the ground, you can pull it up pretty easily. The deficit is a good way to improve that pulling speed or strength. Why is that? Because you're actually increasing the depth, and so you're making it harder. So then once you drop back down to normal level or ground level, it should translate to improved initiation, pulling power, and speed. So we're gonna do 7 sets of 3 at 85% of the 3 rep max that we found several days ago. So our new 3 rep max. You also need really good mobility to do deficit ones. So you have to make sure you work on that. You don't want to sacrifice form. So if you're back rounds with this, lower the deficit. So this is 3 1/4 inch. That's our deficit. It's 3 1/4 inch deficit. It's a pretty good deficit for doing these. So use whatever deficit you can make. You can stand on cinder blocks, metal plates, whatever. Just a little bit of a deficit will still make a difference. So we're gonna stop it there. I'm planning on doing 7 sets of 3, but we did 4 sets. Got 3 reps with the 4 sets. 5th set only 2, 6th set only 1. So no need to push it. Don't want to overtrain, don't want to get any injuries. So we'll just go ahead now doing back width or hypertrophy work. So exercise number 2, wide grip pull-ups, max reps in 7 minutes. You can use straps, no straps, hooks, whatever you want. But just make sure you record what you use so you can repeat this in the future and see if you can beat the number of reps you get in that 7-minute time frame. We're at 30 reps. All right, last one. Come on, let's get one. All right, 32 reps. Ooh, that was good. I want to try to go as wide as possible. If you can, all the way wide. Don't worry about the number. Focus on pulling the arms down like this to your side. Okay, exercise number 3. So straight arm pull downs is pretty much a pure lat movement, supersetted with high angle seated row. So it's a hybrid between a lat pull down and a seated row, which we've done before. So that one you'll get a lot of lats, but also some rhomboids and your scapular retractors, which we always want to hit for good posture. So 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps for both exercises. This is way too heavy after supersetting it. That's what's good about supersets. It makes lighter weight feel heavy. So as you can see, you want to drop the weight until it's good reps. Don't worry about the weight number you're doing. On these, I was getting a full lat stretch and then bringing it out and then in. So I know sometimes you want to have heavy weight because it makes you feel good, but just drop the weight until you get really good stretches, really great stretch, and a really good squeeze there. So that's how you do this one. The lats are pretty pumped after just 1 set here, so this will be a good one for our lats. Get to the chopper! Little tip on isolating or getting more activation of the lats. Instead of grabbing the rings like this, have the fingers straight or just not using them and push down with the palm like this. Oh my gosh, it's burning. Okay, that's it. Ooh. Do that one. Good lats. Good lat burn. Ooh, on fire. All right, next up. Our Meadow rows, we're gonna use the landmine attachment, but you can just hold on here if you want to. These are more of an upper back movement. So rear delts, bicep, traps, rhomboids, things like that. All right, so basically you're just doing a horizontal shoulder or adduction with the elbow bent. So it's just like this. Trying to get this elbow to touch this ear, and then opposite. Pretty simple. Just like all our lat movements, you want maximal protraction or scapular protraction with a good lat stretch. So for this, I usually stand on a brick because I would hit the ground if I did not. That's also why we use the small plates And don't worry about getting heavy weight, even if it's just the bar, but you're getting full lat stretch. And that lat feels like it's burning and ripping off the bone. That's what you want. Last exercise for biceps and elbow flexors. So dumbbell giant set. Use dumbbell weight, but you can get 12 to 15 reps if you're just doing normal curls. So what it's going to be is an alternating static hold. So you start here, curl up, one stays up. This one goes full range up, full range down, and then stop here. So it's like almost a 1.5 rep. Same thing, you can just alternate. So max reps with that. Then, with the same dumbbells, max reps with supine curls. So that means you keep the palm up, max reps there, and then max reps the same weight hammer curls. So you should be stronger with hammer than supine, so you should be able to get a couple reps at the end, even though you're using the same weight. So it's gonna be a really good burn. 3 to 4 sets of this. Should be good. And your back and your head must stay on the bench. If it comes off, that means you're leaning forward and then probably leaning back to help cheat reps. Sometimes it's good to do cheat reps. You can't get any, so max reps with your head and your back on the bench. And then if you need to, you can get a couple cheat reps per movement in this giant set. Now we're doing supine, normal, no static hold. Or maybe 1 or 2 cheat reps like that. Okay. Oh, now dumbbell hammer curls, strict form. All right, cheat reps. Oh, it burns. Oh. That's one set. Anywhere between 2 to 4 sets of this. Ooh, pump. All right, day 20, done. That was a good one. The lats had a good pump. Biceps had a really good pump with this giant set. So off day tomorrow, and then we're back at it for the last week of this 30-day cycle.